The reform movements in Western India was led by Mahadev Govind Ranade and Ramakrishna Bandarkar. They have founded the Ratna Samaj in Bombay in 1867. The association worked for the abolition of the caste system and untouchability, widow remarriage, Hindu-Muslim unity, improving the social status of women, and the spread of modern education. In 1873, Jyotirao Govindrao Phule founded the Satyashodak Samaj. Its membership was open to people of all religion. The association propagated caste equality and worked for the upliftment of the opposed classes. Jyotiba was against the dominance of Brahmin priests. He opened many schools for people considered low in caste hierarchy. Gopal Hari Deshmukh, Lohit Wadi, and Ramabai Ranade condemned caste system. Ramabai described her life to the cause of women's rights. She set up a home for widows in Pune. Women received a vocational training there. Reform movements in South India. The Veda Samaj was founded in Madras in 1864. It was based on the ideas of the Brahmo Samaj. Its most important leader was Cheppettu Sridharlu Naidu. The association attacked superstitions and the caste system. It also promoted women's education and encouraged widow remarriage. Kandukuri Veerasalingam worked for the education of girls. Due to his efforts towards upliftment of women, he was called the Vidyasagar of South India. He has started a Telugu journal to spread the message of social reform and caste equality. Sri Narayana Guru had experienced the oppressive caste system and devoted his life to the upliftment of the untouchabilities. He defied caste rules and acquired Sanskrit education. He built many temples in which there were no images of deities. In the first temple that he built, a stone was placed instead of an idol. On the stone was engraved this message: here is a place where all people live in fraternity, without caste distinctions and religious rivalry. Guru founded an association in 1902 called Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam that popularized his belief of one caste, one religion, one God. Other reformers such as E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, K. Kelpan, and J.K. Madhavan fought for the rights of untouchabilities to enter temples. Reform movement among the Muslims. A strong need for reform was felt in the Muslim society. Nawab Abdul Latif set up the Mohammedan Literacy Society in 1863. It worked to spread Western education among Muslims. The medium of instruction was English. He felt that Western education would help Muslims to compete with the educated Hindus on an equal footing. The greatest reformer among the Muslims was Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. He believed that social practices such as purdah and polygamy had kept the community backward. So he was deeply concerned about the educational backwardness of the Muslims. In 1864, he founded the Translation Society and translated many books of science and literature into Urdu. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan also set up many schools in different parts of the country. His greatest achievement was the establishment of the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College in Aligarh in 1875. Later his college grew into Aligarh Muslim University. Reform movements among the Parsees. Nauroji Fardonji and Dadabai Nauroji started the reform movements among the Parsi community. In 1851, they started the Rahunmani Mazdayasan Sabha to modernize the Parsi community. They also published a journal called Rast Goftar, through which they raised their voice against their religious orthodox. They also worked to spread education, especially among girls. Sorabji Bengali was another prominent reformer among the Parsees. Reform movements among the Sikhs. The movement for reforms among the Sikhs started in 1870s when Singh started setting up sabhas in Amritsar and Lahore. These sabhas opened schools and helped to spread education. The Khalsa College was established in 1892 in Amritsar to promote higher education. In early 20th century, there was a movement to free Gurudwaras from the control of Mahanta, Sikh priests. The movement was led by the Akali Dal and Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee. The Mahantas were turned out and all Gurudwaras began to be managed by the Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee. Progress of social reforms. The movement to reform society was led by individuals without any government support. Under consistent pressure, however, the British were forced to pass some laws. A law was passed in 1872 legalized intercaste and intercommunity marriages. The Act of 1891 fixed the minimum legal age of marriage for girls at 12 years, and later the Sharada Act of 1929 raised it to 14 years. Marriage of boys below 18 years was declared illegal. In the 1930s, some laws concerning the right of women to property and enter in temples for untouchables were also passed. The impact of these laws were limited as they were never strictly implemented. Growth of the press. The 19th century marked the birth of the Indian press. Some reformers started newspapers and journals to express their views, many of which were in regional languages. People got to know about developments in different parts of India and the world. The press created a feeling of nationalism and patriotism. Newspapers such as The Hindu, The Mirror, The Tribune, The Kesari, The Maratha, Swadeshamitran, Prabhakar, The Hindu Prakash, Amrita Bazar Patrika, and other played an important role during the freedom movement. The reform movements of the 19th century led to an awakening among the Indians. The press helped to channelize this awakening into a national-wide movement. The spirit of nationalism grew stronger. This was a new beginning of the freedom struggle which culminated in 1947.